Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good afternoon, my friends. Today is Tuesday. I'm doing right now triple cam Canon R with Canon 85mm, Canon 80D with Canon 18 135mm, plus Sony a7 II with Sony 35mm. Fotógrafo, Joe Studio Manhattan, New York City. Welcome to my studio. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Photography is not the only way to capture the world, but it certainly is one of the most effective. Look no further than the nearest social media feed, news station, magazine, article, or book cover to see it. Photographs have power. If you want to harness that power and learn how to take the best possible photos, welcome to Photography Basics, the beginner's guide. This comprehensive tutorial explains the fundamental concepts you should know about photography from start to finish. Why we wrote Photography Basics? Where would you go if you wanted to learn the most important basics of photography starting from scratch? Today, many people like learning about photography online, which is a great way to search through large amount of information, but as good as the internet is for answering questions, it's not always geared towards studying a large topic from start to finish. After operating photography life for more than a decade, we decided it was time to fill this gap for beginner photographers. As we see it, people should be able to start learning photography with a little to no prior knowledge. Dig down for a bit and emerge with a solid understanding of the most important concepts. So, Photography Basic, a complete free online guide to photography, was born. Where to begin? Photography Basic is like a book, and it reads from front to back. Each chapter of the guide builds on prior chapters. If you start at the very beginning and work your way through, the information will follow naturally and in the right order. However, if you want to learn something more specific, you are welcome to skip ahead to a later chapter. Here is the overall organization of the guides. Photography Basic Organization, Photography Basics. Introduction. What is photography? Shutter speed, aperture, ISO, composition, metering, camera modes, focusing, flash, camera setting, how to take sharp pictures, photography tips for beginners, photography ideas. What is photography? Photography is the art of capturing light with a camera using via a digital sensor or film. To create an image with the right camera equipment, you can even photograph wavelengths of light invisible to the human eye, including ultraviolet, infrared, and radio. Number one, discuss the lighting. Lighting can make or break the portrait. Discuss the lighting with the model. Explain the principles to non-professional models to avoid a badly lit face and guide the professional to get the best result. Number two, make time for creativity. Running a portrait business is 90% regular good shots and 10% creativity. Always have a creative idea for a shoot after you have done the regular portrait. These are the shots that become viral and are picked up by social media and will help you promote you without any extra efforts. Number three, ask before sharing images. Always ask clients permission before sharing these portraits on social media, even if you are legally allowed to share your work. But be special careful sharing kids' portraits. Number four, adapt to face shape. Narrow or broad faces can be priority in an exaggerated or flattering way. Choose optical wisely, use a longer focal length from farther away to widen the narrow face. The use shorter focal length shoots closer to the face to narrow it down. Use shadow to sculpt or create Asians. Number five, use a slide distortion. Create unusual portrait by using distortion to your advantage, using 15mm lens on a full frame camera from a distance of around 1 meter from the model's face will create an intense portrait through slight distortion, as a particular tension from the invading the model's private space. Thank you very much, my friends. Have a good day. Photography is an important part of our lives. Photography can only be important through if we are in the moment and not just shooting the look of something. If we are just shooting the way something looks, we are in a danger of missing the real reason why we took a picture in the first place. An article from Fotógrafo Joe Studio that the camera can get in the way of us to actually attend a moment. There are times that the camera becomes more important than the moment we are photographing. When that happens, it may be best to put the camera down and take in the moment. Thank you very much. This is very brief about photography. And now we're gonna say bye because I have an appointment after 1 hour. So thank you very much and see you soon. Bye. let's talk about photography, duties and responsibilities of cinematographer. Chooses a virtual style for the film. A cinematographer determines the visual style and approach of the film. For example, a cinematographer on a documentary film determines whether to use re-enhancement or to rely heavily on photographs and found footage. Establish the camera setup for every shot. A cinematographer decides which type of camera lenses, camera angles, and camera techniques best to bring the scenes to life. Determines the lighting for every scene. A cinematographer uses lights and lighting to create the right visual mood. The director aspires to a cave. They must know how to enhance an image depth, contrast, and counter to support the story atmosphere. Cinematic technique terms and definitions. Cinematographers should think carefully about every shot, considering the angle, the light, and the camera movement, because there is an infinite number of choices that can make common cinematography technique, and terms includes: number 1, close-up. Shot that closely drops in on character's face or on an object. Photography is an important part of our lives. Photography can only be important through if we are in the moment and not just shooting the look of something. If we are just shooting the way something looks, we are in a danger of missing the real reason why we took a picture in the first place. An article from Fotógrafo Joe Studio that the camera can get in the way of us to actually attend a moment. There are times that the camera becomes more important than the moment we are photographing. When that happens, it may be best to put the camera down and take in the moment. Thank you very much. This is very brief about photography. And now we're gonna say bye because I have an appointment after 1 hour. So thank you very much and see you soon. Bye. Setting the microphone. We are focusing on getting the audio just right by setting the microphone. Although cameras have auto mic setting, it's always best to manually adjust this feature. With automatic microphone setting, the camera is constantly working to adjust the audio levels. That means if the video subject pauses for even just a brief few seconds, the camera will automatically boost up the volume to make up for the lack of sound. When the subject starts talking again, the audio will sound loud, even distorted to the audience. The easy way around this is to manually set the volume level of the camera's built-in microphone. Looking the focus. Cameras nowadays are designed to automatically adjust their focus based on the surroundings. While this is a great feature, some of the sensors autofocus is not something that you should strive for while you shoot. That's why this setting is all about looking the focus. When you manually set the focus and lock it onto a specific point, you don't have to worry about the camera taking the focus of the video subject and placing it onto something in the background. If that were to happen, the subject would look blurry and out of focus, which we can all agree is not ideal. How to manually set the focus? Setting the camera focus manually is a lot easier if you have an extra set of hands. With two people, the video subjects can sit on the screen while the other person sits in the focus point. But what if it is just you? There are two options here. Use a placeholder in the shot. Utilize your camera Wi-Fi controls. If you are creating this video alone, the first method is to use the placeholder to help set the focus. Bring something into the shot, a pillow, back, or anything that you can bring it in a shot to hold the focus point while you changing the setting. White balance. White balance or color temperature is another setting that can distractly change the look and feel of the shot. By setting the white balance incorrectly, the footage could end up looking blurred or even make the subject look like an orange Oompa Loompa. Many cameras come with preset white balance setting that are configured for shooting on a cloudy day, sunny day, or using indoor lighting. Another option is to manually set the color temperature number, also called the Kelvin number. Thank you very much, my friends. Fotógrafo Joe Studio Manhattan, New York City. Welcome to my studio.
محلي محطوط على كريمة، كعبك محلي والعود على القيمة،
وتجيني تلاقيني لسه بخيري، مش هتبقي لغيري، أيوة أنا غيري مفيش.
بنت الجيران شغلة لنا عنايا، وانا في المكان في خلق حواليا، مش عايز حد ياخد باله من اللي انا فيه. شفت القمر سهرني لياليا، وهموت عليك رب العالم بيا. سيب شباكك مفتوح ليه تقفلي ليه؟
بهوايا انت قاعدة معايا، عينيك ليا مراية، يا جمال مراية العين. خليكي لو هتمشي اناديكي، انت ليا انا ليكي، احنا الاتنين قطعين. تسيبيني اجرح حياتي وسنيني، اتوه ومش هلاقيني، واشرب خمور وحشيش. وتجيني تلاقيني لسه بخيري، مش هتبقي لغيري، ايوه انا غيري مفيش.
سكر محلي محطوط على كريمة، كعبك محلي والعود على القيمة. عليكي بس تخلي العقل مجنون، دوبت قلبي بخطوة من رجلك، سحبت روحي سابتني وراحت لك. أنا ليك وبيك ومعاكي لازم أكون
شغلاني مش هقولك تاني، لو ألف حاجة وجعاني بشوف عينيك ارتاح. يا ملاكي تروح حياتي فداكي، هفضل وراكي في أي مكان يتراح. بصيلي هز وسطك ميلي، سيب عينك تحكيلي اللي انت مخبياه، وقوليلي فهمتي ايه من عيني، وعالسؤال جاوبيني، لو تحبيني قوليلي.
فهمت عيني من قبل ما اتكلم، مش عايز غيرك عليك انا مصمم. عودك جمالك كل اللي فيك يضحك، دمك خفيف وضحكتك شاربة زي العسل، روحك يا حلوية. عشان حبك محتاج لمليون قلب.
بسبوس عاشق بسة يدلعها بسبوسة، بسبوس عاشق بسة يدلعها بسبوسة، يلحقها من بيت البيت يقلب طلباسة، كاسي غدروني يا عز ناسي الله يلعن عشرتهم اللي وجعت راسي الله يلعن عشرتهم اللي وجعت راسي كاس العرق يا كاسي غدروني يا عز ناسي كاس العرق يا كاسي غدروني يا عز ناسي الله يلعن عشرتهم اللي وجعت راسي الله يلعن عشرتهم
اللي له قرش ما بينامش، ما بالك بقى من اللي عليه. ملعون ابوك يا فقر حاوجني للاندال، زليت عزيز النفس عشان عديم المال. ملعون ابوك يا عوزة زلت السؤال للتل. لو لعبت يا زهر واتبدلت الاحوال وركبت اول موجة في سكة الاموال، اروح لاول واحد احتجت له في سؤال، كسر بخاطري ساعتها ودوقني ديت الحال. اعمل معاي الصح انا واسنده لو مال، واقف جنبه في المحن واكون طويل البال. لو لعبت يا زهر واتبدلت الاحوال وركبت اول موجة في سكة الاموال. لو لعبت يا زهر واتبدلت الاحوال وركبت اول موجة في سكة الاموال، اروح لي وعرفوا ان الفلوس ما بتعملش رجال، والحوجة مرة الحوجة مرة ويا ما بهدلت أبطال. بس خلاص أنا نفسي اتسدد بعد ما إيدي للوقت اتمدت. بس خلاص بعد ما إيدي للوقت اتمدت. كنت عامل خد مداس بحب الخل في كل الناس، لقيت عالتراب بنداس، ناس تخني وناس تبعني. لو لعبت يا زهر واتبدلت لحوار وركبت أول موجة في سكة الأموال، أروح لأول واحد احتجت له في سؤال، كسر بخاطري ساعتها ودواني ديت الحال. اعمل معايا الصح انا واسنده لو مات، واقف جنبه في المحن واكون طويل البال. اعمل معايا الصح انا واسنده لو مات، واقف جنبه في المحن واكون طويل البال، واكون طويل البال. الدنيا كانت ولا فرق، شلتش انا قرش بزنة. الدنيا كانت ولا فرقة، شلتش انا قرش بزنقة. كل لما اتمنى حاجة تضيع قلبي اضحك اسابيع. لما اتمنى حاجة تضيع قلبي احزن اسابيع. زهقت من كتر الترقيع ومش لاقيلي برانس. عشت الحياة بكل سذاجة ما طلعتش في الدنيا بحاجة، وهو مين واخد حاجة ما كل حيسيبها ويمشي. لو لعبت يا زهر واتبدلت لحوار وركبت أول موجة في سكة الأموال. لو لعبت يا زهر واتبدلت لحوار وركبت أول موجة في سكة الأموال، أروح لأول واحد احتجت له في سؤال، كسر بخاطري ساعتها ودواني ديت الحال. اعمل معايا الصح انا واسنده لو مات، واقف جنبه في المحن واكون طويل البال.
We're gonna talk about photography one more time. Common mistakes to avoid. Number one, poor lighting. Avoid using harsh, direct light that can create unflattering shadows. Cluttered backgrounds. Ensure the background does not distract from the product. Neglecting post-processing. Always edit your image to enhance their quality and appeal. By mastering these basics and techniques, you can significantly improve your product photography skills, creating images that not only look professional but also help drive sales. Whether you are a beginner or looking to refine your skills, understanding these principles is key to success in product photography. Thank you very much, my friends. Have a good day. Bye. Thank you very much, my friends. Have a good day. Bye. Thank you very much, my friends. Have a good day. Bye. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. النهارده انا في المستشفى جاكوبي هاسبيتال، معادي على الالترا ساوند بتاعت رجلي اللي هي الرجل الشمال، لان من حوالي 7 شهور ما عملوا التيك ذا فلويد اوت من الني بتاعتي، فقالوا ان في انفكشن، والحمد لله بعد 3 شهور خلص مفيش اي حاجه. النهارده بقى عايزين نتاكد ان الجلطه اللي قالوا عليها في الرجل الشمال يا خلصت واتدوبت يا لسه موجوده، فعشان كده النهارده معادي هعمل الالترا ساوند يعني كمان نص ساعه كده، وربنا يسهل الحال ويبقى مفيش حاجه باذن الله. اتمنى هذا. wish me good health please. thank you. have a good day. باي. لا إله إلا الله وأن محمد رسول الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Shoot horizontal. It goes without saying that cinematographers shoot movies horizontally. So if we are
Good morning, my
aiming
friends.
to take
Today
cinematic
is,
photos, we should also
I'm here
do
in
the
the
same.
Jacobi Hospital for the ultrasound.
Use the
I
GERD
would
on your
like to be
screen to
sure
make sure
there is no
the
blood
elements
clot
in
in
your
my
photo
left
fit
leg.
into
Gonna
the
be
frame
after half an
of
hour. Wish me
a
good health.
wider aspect
Thank you very
ratio.
much.
Control
Bye.
your composition. Notice how cinematographers control their frame to a cave balance. Some of the most beautiful scenes in films are the simplest. They simply have well thought out composition. Use these same principles to add depth of your photo. Then start coming up with a plan of how you will do this. Will you focus on street photography, controlled portraits, or will you take a bit of inspiration from films like Numbed and seek out rolling landscapes? Lighting in films is very well thought out and controlled. There are teams of people who work behind the scenes to control every aspect. But it doesn't always have to be that complicated. You can create effective lighting without the Hollywood set. You just have to put a bit of thought into it. Use those same lighting techniques to help create cinematic feeling in your images. Light is important because it helps create a mood. For instance, soft lighting can make a scene look dreamy and early. Hard lighting with harsh contrast creates a bit of drama in the photo. It's critical to think about your motive and what your lighting will add to your cinematic portraits. For a smooth look, use soft lighting that comes from large source on the cloud day, cloud diffuser, the light, and give us soft light. Or you can try shooting with natural window light when the sun is not streaming directly into a room. You may also want to try working with a soft box. Soft boxes are a form of artificial light that a bead light over a large surface, creating a soft light. Thank you very much, my friends. See you soon. Fotógrafo Joe Studio Manhattan, New York City. Welcome to my studio. Bye.